gentlemen, are you ready?
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
The major role of a manager is to create unique solutions for the challenge. Management concepts have long been separated into the four main activity and function of planning, organizing, leading or controlling. Or the PLC structure for its manager is responding to the problem of creative and critical thinking. PLC is viewed as a process that is really interconnected. It is important to remember that this method has some certain downside, but the PLC functions are flawless for understanding manager duties inside business. However, a conclusion developed the PLC management process are a highly helpful technique summarizing the duties that manager perform. It can also assist you in determining what a manager ideal work should contain in order to meet organizational goals. A PLC strategy is a systematic approach to problem resolution that emphasizes the need of our leader, irrespective of potential or ability participating in certain interrelated tasks in order to reach the intended goals. Next, many methods and skills in management to manager must take initiative to tackle them effectively. Like a PDRM, as known as Policy Raja Malaysia, is a large organization that helps people. PDRM has its own goal to achieve, such as ensuring that society lives in a harmonious environment. So, whenever an issue arises in society or any case among employees, such as corruption, fraud or mismanagement, it must be resolved as soon as possible to ensure that their goals are achievable. The manager needs to follow the PLC management function to ensure that the matter will be avoided. For example, PDRM has already taken the effort to show that there is no compromise on corruption. If a person is involved in a crime, they will face the legal punishment such as being fired from their post immediately. This demonstrates the importance of the manager in management. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is ALIA ATHIRAH BINTI MUHAMMED ROZAIMI. So today I would like to present to you guys about planning. So as you can see guys, planning is one of the important thing on the management. So the definition of planning is the process of establishing operative goals and formulating goals suitable strategies for achieving those goals. This is the important thing that you have to know, because when you want to achieve the goals, you have to make the planning. Because to make sure that when you want to achieve the goals, you have to make the great planning. I also want to share to you guys why make the planning is important. Because when you make the planning, you will know what you want to do and you will focus when doing something. Also, when you make the planning, you can make the decision like what and when you can achieve your goals. I also want to share to you guys about PDRM. For PDRM, they also make the planning to achieve their goals, like they want to reduce the criminal cases in Malaysia. For your information, the rates of the criminal cases in Malaysia is very high, and this is not good because the rates of the criminal case in Malaysia have to low so that we can achieve our goals to become a development country. PDRM also will apply 3 types of planning so that they can make the planning. PDRM also will find the best solution to make the planning so that they will use the planning to reduce the criminal cases like the murder case or the robber case. So the next point, I will explain about PDRM make their planning. When PDRM make their planning, they will find the best solution to reduce the criminal cases, like they will open more job to people who was graduate, because most of those who come in offices are coming from students who have completed their studies and those who are employed because there are no job opportunities for them. Also, when PDRM make the planning, they will review the criminal rates and records so that they will know how many rates hikes and criminal records occur each month to make it easier to them to make the planning. Next, when PDRM make the planning, they also make the plan that will not endanger the safety of the people, like they will make plans by not using the public to accomplish their mission. Last but not least, when PDRM make the plan, they will use the element smarts to make sure that the plan will successfully. Element smarts stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. As you guys know, PDRM also make their planning to achieve their goals.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Hadif bin Halim from class D1 AM1101C, student ID 2021-206922. Today I will be presenting about organization PDRM, how PDRM managed to reduce crime rates in Malaysia. Let's start our presentations. Organizing simple introduction. First point, PDRM is the big organization in Malaysia that have a lot of staff in the agency. Include Inspector General of Police IGP, who as of 4 May 2020 is Transi Akresani Abdul Wasani, and the all department leader, which is the director department in the Bukit Aman. They all have do their great job to the law enforcement and finish all their tasks for the safety for our nation. For the second point is, PDRM must have the great management, which is a system to make sure all their staff have the work to do. Because of the PDRM staff is the public servant that work for the federal government and for the public. If PDRM have the poor system management, it will bring the negative impact to the PDRM, and the public will not trust PDRM because of the problem that come from their manager done by their leader. Third point is the primary organizing concept is to allocate all the resources effectively and efficiently to achieve the goal set in every organization. Achieve all the point, every department in the PDRM have their own goals to achieve. Example is Department of Criminal Crimes, their objective to control the criminal rates and arrested all the criminals. All the departments share the same objective, which is improving the effectiveness of law enforcement, public order and national security. Next point is PDRM use this approach, which is in the organization have a lot of term that use. Thus, we will discuss how PDRM do their all approach. The second slide, and the first point is the purpose of organizing for the PDRM concept is to establish relationship among individual, groups and departments, which is in PDRM have many departments doing their works as the team. According to the official portal of Royal Police Malaysia, Department of Criminal Crime is one of the department, but in the department have the group, for the example Division D5, prosecution or law. The second point is this department play a significant role in PDRM in reducing the crime rates in Malaysia. Because this department work division is more to criminal, so they will take the responsibility to control the criminal rates. Thus, not the individual works only, but all the team members play their roles. The PDRM teams will find the solution to reduce the crime rates with any way they have. and they must research every method they use. The third point is, according to the Department of Statistics Malaysia DOSM Crime Index in 2019, ratio per 100,000 population, it is 256.6 compared to the 273.8 in 2008. In 2018, the number of crime has decreased, showing how PDRM manage their organizational efficiently and effectiveness. This show how PDRM find a solution to reduce the crime rates in Malaysia. We have the evidence, and the DOSM department has shown the crime rate is decreased, and this is show how great the PDRM manage the team to control crime rates in Malaysia. For the third slide, the first point is PDRM has do the Ops Pelican 3.0 on 20 and 21 March 2021. This OP is under Johor Police, and the team who handle this task force and the different department of police join this OP and combine with the General Police Force PGA Battalion 4 Ceras Kuala Lumpur. For the second point is, this work is more to the criminal department, how to specialize in this job to arrest the gang Nikki. The job will become more smoother because they all have the works to do. For the third point is, PDRM use the chain of command concept, which is will do the best of the headquarters say to of their leaders in that op. Only one boss in the op will give the command, and thus information will become faster and can avoid misunderstanding. For the point number 4, PDRM also use the decentralization concept, because PDRM is under the federal government, and the environment is uncertain of high risk, because not every day this op will conduct. Thus, all the decision are significant. If they are make the wrong decision, it will impact the team. The outcome with the ops will make the rates crime of Malaysia lowest compared to other years. Point number 5. This op involve around 224 police officers. PDRM also allocate all human resources for this op as the correct way to make the outcome of this op become victory. Slide number 4, the last slide for the organizations. The title of this slide is Amanita. What is Amanita? Just like the name of this program, is more for woman or housewife. This program is to report the crime, especially to get information about the crime in the who not reported in the society. Point number 2, Amanita work have the work specializations, which is they have the work specialization. If they get the information about the case, it will report to the Amanita society. Thus, every report will be spread, and they will give to the officer who works for this case or expert about this case. So each step is completely do it by different people. Point number 3, Amanita also have the departmentalizations, which is that every department that involve the criminal will take action. An example is an criminal department that takes the case of the criminal, especially in the society, just like how the Amanita of Peace Lady work. Thus, the officer will have the specific knowledge to solve the case or problem, because the group have the similar tasks related to Amanita. For the point number 4, Amanita used the centralization and the decentralization concept. Okay, the centralization of this program is stable because its government plan and the PDRM organization is immersive. Effective implementation of company strategy depend on manager retaining say over what happened. And the decentralization of this organization is all the decisions are important because it will affect the criminal rates of Malaysia. All the employer behavior is guided by rule and procedure, which is PDRM or operation agency have the rigid rules made by the government based off the policy and the law. Thus, PDRM use the high formalization to control the employer. That's all for me for the organization point. Thank you.
Next, I will explain about decision making. So, what is decision making? Decision making is a method of making decision by organizing decision, collecting data, and evaluating options using a step-by-step decision-making process. For your information, decision making is very important in management. Then, what is the importance of decision making? As you can see up here, the importance of decision making is to determine prioritize, to examine available alternatives, to allocate resources effectively, to select the most effective strategies, and to ensure unity of action. So, when the leader of PDRM want to make a decision, they must prioritize something important first. Then, they need to make decision logically and consistently. Also, PDRM itself must consider all available information that they receive. For example, when they get a report about rank crime case, PDRM must seek accurate and complete information on the consequence of each decision, and it is called to make decision under certainty. If PDRM keep using this style of decision making, every criminal case will be solved and it is easier to prevent. In addition, PDRM have developed so many strategies to do anything related to the cases. One of the strategies that PDRM use is they establish the Malaysian Border Control Service. We already know that there are so many cases happen at the country's border, especially involving drugs. So with the Malaysian Border Control Service, the Royal Malaysian Police PDRM can jointly reduce criminal activities inside and outside Malaysia. Next, there are too many calls from strangers or pick up and cause people to be cheated, those involving the loss of a lot of money. So the Royal Malaysian Police PDRM take a good decision by doing a collaboration with the MMCC, which is stand for Malaysian Multimedia Communications Commission. With this cooperation, cybercrime cases in Malaysia can be prevented and reduced. Despite that, Malaysians must be careful with all these suspicious calls. What I can sum it up here is we should trust the Royal Malaysian Police PDRM in solving the case because they are national heroes who will try their best to prevent a case or problems in Malaysia. It is not as easy as what we think. It is very difficult to formulate a thorough and systematic strategy to combat criminal activities in Malaysia. However, to make an effective decision, a head of department must try to make a good decision, evaluate the positive and negative of each option, and consider all the alternatives that they have.
Controlling is the one of the most important functions of management. It is something that every manager needs to carry out effectively at each level. In PDRM, effective controlling must be implemented by superiors who are responsible for the activities of subordinates. In other words, controlling means ensuring that activities in the PDRM are carried out according to the plan. The importance of controlling is decentralization of authority. Since managers at every level of an organization have to exercise control, the controlling process leads to decentralization. This in turn enables middle and lower managers to have some autonomy in making decisions. An organization that distributes authority at every level always works smoothly and efficiently. Increasing managerial abilities by enabling all managers to possess the autonomy to make decisions. Controlling enhances their managerial abilities. With these skills, managers can further their organization goals by adapting to diverse situations and problems. Furthermore, this also helps managers grow and develop at an individual level by giving them new experiences. Using resources effectively. The most important function of controlling is to compare actual performances with expected results. This, in turn, helps managers understand where they are lacking and how they can improve their performances. Using this knowledge, managers can use all available resources optimally and prevent their wastage, achieving efficiency and effectiveness. A good control system can always greatly boost an organization's efficiency and effectiveness. It generally does this by identifying deficiency in an organization functioning and suggesting improvement measures. Managers use control to achieve their target in this manner. In controlling, PDRM must establish performance standards. For example, superiors, such as the national police, must ensure that their subordinates perform all PDRM functions properly to maintain their standard as acting with integrity. Controlling becomes easy through the establishment of these standards because control is implemented based on these standards. The second process in controlling is measuring the actual performance. Performance needs to be measured objectively and with reliable methods. Next, comparing actual performance to the standard is very important, or also can be described as PDRM compare and identify the actual performance with planned goals. At this stage, PDRM needs to determine the reason for deviation. Last but not least, taking corrective action. Once the cause and level of deviation are known, the head of the units needs to detect the error and take corrective measure for it.
All management principles (POLC) need to be emphasized in the management in an organization. What we discuss in this assignment is to be used to resolve and manage, such as planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. All important aspects in determining the direction of an organization are defining organizational goals, developing strategies to achieve goals, and developing plans to integrate and coordinate work activities. After creating various strategies and getting cooperation from all their units to carry out the implement those strategies, PDRM can achieve their goals by using all the principles of management (POLC) to reduce the crime rate in the country. This shows that all these aspects are very important and make an organization manage efficiently and effectively. So that means PDRM was achieve their goals to reduce the crime in the country by using all management principles (POLC). So that means POLC are very important to all management in an organization.
Peace.